I want to share something that came up today and it definitely feels very appropriate to the energy that we're experiencing. So I was on my daily nature walk, and I found a very sacred, beautiful, remote place in the city I live in. And I do live in the city, and pretty concrete around me, even though our city values a lot of green. And I found this like secret place that I go with the dogs every day, and I can let them off leash and we walk and we just have a blast. And this morning was like a really interesting feeling. Like I felt like I wasn't tapped into the energy of what was happening, but I was just in the present moment and nothing was really presenting for me. So I just keep on going about my nature walk. And all of a sudden my grandmother came in. And this is my father's mother. And she's a woman who I adored in a lot of ways because she was just very smart, and she had a beautiful following. She was a fifth grade teacher for like 50 years and had just this beautiful following of people who loved her and what she did and gave to the community. Not necessarily not warm and fuzzy at all at home with the family, but very much like her passion and love came out in the community. So her coming in, I wanted to instantly go into my like thoughts about her growing up and what my family said about my grandmother, my father's mother. And instead, I just tuned into her essence. And as I tuned into her essence, she brought such powerful things forward that I feel is why I've been called to bring it forward today with us. One of the things she brought forward is she brought our Seneca people. So my father's mother's side is connected to upstate New York, and her people are connected to the Seneca people. So that's an Iroquois tribe. And she brought forward some of the teachings that were disconnected from our people for many, many generations. I did not grow up connected to my native side at all, but it's been through callings to come back in connection. And what got me into that state of connecting with my grandmother is being in the elemental realm. So I set the intention as I started my walk into the woods and onto the creek, is I set the intention to connect with the nature spirits, to the elemental realm. And all of a sudden this fairy came next to me, and I had all these kind of nature beings all around me. And then grandmother came in. And when my grandmother came in, she started to show me that ancestry. But what the message was not only her showing me in my lineage of how she withheld love and how that lineage withheld love, she showed me why. And it happens to do with the kind of like colonialism and to keep the family safe, disconnect from the native, from our native connection to keep us safe. So whitewash, there's a lot of like stuff in there. But so I watched her lineage of becoming like really kind of stone cold with the family, like blocking out love. And that kind of blocking out of love became a part of who I am and walk in the world in terms of my loved ones. So I could give, like I watched my grandmother give. I give to my friends and to my clients and everything. But when it comes to being at home, she showed me why I withhold love. And it's a lot connected to me not wanting to face enormous heartbreak again. And that enormous heartbreak she showed me within the lineage of being radically disconnected from nature, from Pachamama, is like devastatingly heartbreaking, as well as being disconnected from a whole connection, a whole lineage of people. So that piece is what came forward so strong, and why even in my own household, as much as I love and adore and would do anything for my children, and I feel the same way about my husband, I will only go so far in intimacy. I will only go so far in speaking truth. I will only go so far in giving bandwidth and attention. And so what happened with I just held the energy as all the stuff was coming up, and it started to dissipate. It started to clear out of me. And I asked, the nature spirits, just help me clear this, help me clear this. So my grandmother is still here hanging out with us because she wants to be here holding space for all of us. And what then came forward is a couple of things. One, it doesn't matter anymore, my lineage connection. I get to hold space and love it for whatever it looks like. I get to love the European side of my ancestry. I get to love the Native side. I get to love it all, right? So there's that piece of it, which I've always had inner conflict around. But bigger was about the message that came in very clearly was, it is time to love fully. It is time to love fully. And she just kept on saying it and saying it and saying it. It's time to love fully. And that message hit really hard. And I'm in there's a couple of us in here that are in a healing of the womb class. That's a 9-week class. And we're going through some really profound shifting around our womb space and clearing out and reconnecting to this feminine side of us. And it's opening that side of me, of really going deep within my ancestry and also into my own womb, into really tapping back into the feminine. So this is the space we're holding today, is it's time to love fully. And what does that look like for you? Where are you holding back? Is it within yourself, self-love? Is it within your community? Is it with your people? Is it with your loved ones? Is it within your soul expression and what you're here to do? Where are you withholding that love? Where are you not able to love fully?